So it's a grape explorer talking about today. So one of my most passionate areas that I love is the Loire Valley, and spend a lot of time importing and visiting and talking, because even though you all know that I love Bordeaux, I love Burgundy, I love Rhone wines, but I'm very passionate about Loire. But I'm here to talk about today one of the best areas that I think for red wines in all of the Loire Valley, and it's called Saumur Champigny. And I want to at least point it out on the map so we can at least show you, because there's a very, very large area right here, which is called Saumur. Right here, Saumur, which is quite a large area. So they do a lot of sparkling wine here. They do also a lot of white wines here, but right above here is called Saumur Champigny. And this is the area where, right near Chinon, you got right here, and you got Bourgogne, we will talk about another time. These are the three best areas for Cabernet Franc, and that is the wine that we're going to talk about today, because I love Cabernet Franc. Everybody knows that when I go to Bordeaux and I go to Saint-Emilion and I go to Pomerol, the real foundation of those wines, of course, is Merlot, but the real power and the real energy that you get out of those wines is Cabernet Franc. Especially, when you're tasting Cheval Blanc, or you're tasting even Veuve Chateau-Surton, which has a high percentage of Cabernet Franc in the wine. Those wines always give the wine energy. The problem with those wines is they're like Cabernet Sauvignon. They need a long time during the harvest to ripen. And that's always been a problem in the Loire Valley, because this area gets very cold. And you get very, if you want to say, late ripening season. So sometimes you would get a lot of rain, especially in October, where you start picking these grapes. And sometimes the wines would not ripen properly. As you can see, Bordeaux's way down here, so it's a little warmer. But when you get up here, Cabernet Franc needs that extra time. So what I really am fascinated about with today is, of course, we talk about global warming and what's going on in France, which we actually can start seeing rising temperatures going on. This is actually benefiting this area for Cabernet Franc, because it's giving the wines a little more lift, a little more body, a little more sugar content, a little more alcohol maybe, but there's some kind of a balance going on here. So we wanted to at least spend some time here, and I wanted to zero in on this producer because I thought this was really cool. This is a producer that is called Leo Chelroux and Saumur Champigny. We also want to give a shout out to the representative of this wine is called Bruno Lafont. Met Bruno Lafont many years ago. He represents a lot of small growers in France. So as soon as I saw that this was a Bruno Lafont selection, I thought, I want to give a bit of a highlight, to this wine. And then we talk about the past, because 25 years ago, I was importing Saumur Champigny into Florida. 25 years ago, because guess what? I was fascinated with the wines. Look at the color. Look how dark that is. That's Cabernet. That's pure essence of what I call Cabernet Franc. And you get a lot of really interesting nuances, but guess what? This is limestone and chalky soils. So that's why this area is considered to be what I consider the top area in all of the Loire Valley. Don't say that to Chinon. They don't want to know that. But when I was there, I came back and I said, without a doubt, I think that Saumur Champigny needs to be discussed. That's why I'm going to talk about it today, because a lot of people don't know Saumur Champigny. But I'm going to explain, because I think that it's about time to talk about this area, because there's some of the finest producers in all of France are producing Saumur Champigny. But beautiful, look at the color. You get that lift. You get a lot of violets and beautiful flowers. You get also a lot of that red fruits like plums. And I just want to zoom in a little bit on this label. I'm going to at least give you some ideas, a little bit about why I think that Saumur Champigny, this limestone chalky soil is perfect. And there's a secret here. Because of that soil, a lot of people don't realize, and they call it truffaut, which is a specialized type of soil. But we also wanted to spend some time, and we'll show you a little bit of Saumur Champigny right here. So these are all the top producers, and been involved with a number of them. And I wanted to give a shout out to a lot of these producers because I was bringing their wines into Florida close to 30 years ago. We had Domaine Philantro, we had Terry Germain, Terry was from Bordeaux, who set up shop in Saumur Champigny, producing great wines in the area, and also Chateau Giroux, which was one of the finest wines. So we had all three of those wines. I called it the Yankee outfield because to me, I thought I had the best selection of Saumur Champigny. The only one that I couldn't get at that time was Clos Regard. And Clos Regard is considered one of the icons of Saumur Champigny. So I want to give a shout out to that property. That's, you're talking 1840s when Clos Regard was making Saumur Champigny. Again, a lot of people don't know these wines. And it's a shame because, we wanted to at least talk about what I call, if you want to learn about Cabernet Franc, and yes, it is the cousin to Cabernet Sauvignon, but Cabernet Franc, the only grape that you can use to make Saumur Champigny is Cabernet Franc. So this is considered one of the finest areas in all of France for that grape. I mean, look at this color. This is incredible. And these wines are not expensive. They fly under the radar for like under 30 bucks, under $25 a bottle. But they're beautiful, beautiful expressions of Cabernet Franc, which doesn't grow in too many places in the world. And I explained that earlier. It's the soil composition. It's that chalky limestone soil that does not exist. Even in California, you don't find this limestone. You don't find this kind of soil that just embraces the grape, just gives it vigor, and also just depth. Let's taste this wine while we're at it. Boy, you get plums, you get all that dried kind of fruit, but man, that soil composition is just absolutely beautiful. It's like licking a rock in a positive way. Stone fruits, the first thing that comes to mind, but it gives the wine that balance because if you do not have this type of soil composition, the wines become a little, I don't want to say flabby, but a little overtly fruity and do not have any complexity at all. This wine is just super complex. And you're not going to taste that too many places. Yeah, maybe Bordeaux. You're going to get that Cabernet Franc from, like I said, Right Bank wine, Saint-Emilion and Pomerol. You're going to get that Cabernet Franc and that punch. But you're paying the price because a lot of those wines are going to be $200, $300 a bottle in Bordeaux. Of course, they're mind-blowing wines. But if you ever want to experience a Cabernet Franc and you want to experience something which I think is the best expression of Cabernet Franc, try a Saumur Champigny. Again, this is a Grape Explorer. We're always trying to find really, really great wines. Cheers.